Alright everyone, thanks for joining me in another video here for SyllaFX. So, in this video I am doing a recap of today's trading session. I did a couple of trades during the New York session this morning. Today is October the 27th, 2022. So I did actually host a live stream this morning as well, where I took a couple of trades live on YouTube. So for those who actually were able to catch the live stream, I hope you guys made money with me. If there were people that are actually taking the trades and going off the analysis that was providing there. So I'm gonna go through that and actually jump in the explanation as to what I was seeing on the pairs and why I took those trades and how they turned out. So it was a good day, just to kind of give you guys a spoiler on that. So let's go through the analysis. So before I actually jump into that, of course, if you guys like the channel, definitely like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of new uploads once I have those provided. So let's go ahead and go right into the chart. So as you guys can see, we are on TradingView looking at the euro dollar pair today. And again, this is all stuff that I went through live. Took these two live trades this morning on the stream. So again, I hope you guys caught that as well. If you didn't, definitely think about subscribing to the channel and have that notification. That way you are aware when I am going live and taking trades. Typically I try to do these trades or these live streams Friday mornings, but I do have other obligations this Friday, so I went ahead and did that Thursday this morning during the New York session. So let's go ahead and jump right into it here and explain, see what exactly we saw on the currency pairs and why I took those trades. So euro dollar, we start off of course on the 4-hour chart to make sure our major levels are actually set up, our support or resistance levels that price is reacting to look for our entry point. So let's go ahead and jump down into the 1-hour chart and take a look at how those levels are actually playing out. So we got some rejections here, a little bit hesitation here, and a break above, break up, bounced off of the resistance or the support level, came up, bounced off again, came up, and we were kind of coming down on a little bit of a downtrend. Overall, we're still kind of seeing bullish price movement going up, so we're still looking for buys, of course. So what we did, at least what I did, is first, of course, this was about like 8:30 or so this morning, so I went ahead and checked forexfactory.com to see if there were any news events that were coming out. There was some for the dollar pairs at about 8:30, and then there was some news or a conference, ECB conference for the euro pairs. So I went ahead and actually waited a little bit until that news played out to see how it would react with or how the market would react based on that. There wasn't too much that actually happened based off those releases, so it was pretty safe to actually look for trading positions and for the market to adhere to my trading strategies that I apply. So of course, if you guys have seen prior videos, you know that I trade support and resistance, I trade supply and demand, and I do trend trading as well. So let's go through this explanation and see exactly what happened on those and why I took these trades. There was two trades that I took. Let's go over the euro dollar pair first. We already got our major levels set up on the hourly chart, so of course I take my trades off of the 15-minute chart. So let's see what we had play out here. Let me go ahead and zoom it in a little bit. So first, actually, as you can tell, we're uptrending here, so we're only looking for buy positions. Yesterday or the day before, we had price break above these highs and then came down and bounced off this major level and broke the highs again and kept going up. And this is where it started to hesitate and start to show that it wanted to kind of move back down. So at this point, I'm not looking at any of this portion of it. I believe this is like starting during the London session overnight. But when I got into the market around 8 to 8:30, this is what I was looking at specifically. So the previous movement before the session started was showing a downtrend. Now, typically, I'm kind of avoiding or ignoring this temporary movement because the general movement of the price, as you can see, is an uptrend, right? So I'm still looking for buys, even though close up here we're moving downward. So what happened is, after this price movement came up here and bounced off the major support level now, I was looking at price to come back down into that level and hopefully bounce off of it again. And what happened is, right in this zone is I saw this long movement, this sell-off happen, right? So lows were broken here, came back up to test it and rejected it and came down and broke the lows again. This is basic trend trading here. Now this is only on a temporary level, which will still apply to my trading strategy because I'm more of a scalper. I'm usually in the market for about a couple hours at a time. So this could still be a profitable trade even if I was looking for sells. But I was looking for buys and hoping for kind of a major move back up. As you can see, I had this trend line, or not a really trend line, just an arrow, hoping or kind of forecasting that price would move back up off of the support level and move back up to this resistance up here. As you can tell now, it's 840 or so. Price did not come back up. It continued to break below the support level that was previously respected at this point. So what I was doing is, on this movement, a lot of sell-off came down to break these lows, right? So and it came all the way down to that major support level that was previously respected here. So I saw the rejection here. I didn't take the trade right away, but after this rejection, I had a bias that price wanted to go ahead and continue back up and start moving up, and that's why I drew this arrow, hoping that it would move back up and have quite a bit of profit off of that one. As you can tell, that didn't happen. So rejection here, price moved back above it, and then price came back down to that level. So what I was looking at is price to get right back into the area of the rejection. The wicks that were created here once and the wick that was created here twice. So price was coming down and it was right around in this area, I believe below this wick here, but it was still above here, so somewhere in this area here. This is where I marked up the entry zone. So let me move this kind of over here. So it's not going to be exact, but this is right where I took the position. It was a 0.9993, I believe. So if we look at this, yeah, it was right in this area is when I took my buy position. So price was coming down, rejected, came back up, came back into that rejection area. And instead of waiting for price to actually close and show another rejection, I was pretty confident that it was going to go ahead and bounce off of it. So I went ahead and took a buy position there anyways. Luckily, I had not set my stop loss yet. And what I was, and if you guys actually watched the live stream that I did earlier, it's about like an hour and a half long, so you might not catch the whole thing. You kind of just skip through it and see where I actually talked about it specifically. But as soon as I entered a position, I didn't quite set my stop loss yet. And the reason for that was because I was anticipating this high coming into play. This was broken a couple days ago with this buy movement coming up, right? But even though price came here and rejected the support level first, I was anticipating the possibility of price continuing to move down, but still bouncing off of this high that was previously broken. And that's what played out. So luckily I didn't actually have my stop loss set just yet. Price continued to push down, went right into that zone like I was anticipating, or as a backup was anticipating, because I was wanting it to just bounce off of here and go back up, right? But in case it broke down, I still had this level for it to be respected. So stop loss was set way down here, a little bit of a deeper stop loss than what I typically trade, but I was kind of anticipating that high that was broken playing a part as a support at this point. And that's what happened here. So we were in quite a bit of drawdown, about 20 something pips, I believe. Yeah, about 20 something pips we were down on that one. But price came right into that zone, rejected, and closed right back at my break-even point where I entered the trade initially. So as you can tell, price went ahead and continued to move up, and we hit our take profit here. Now originally my take profit was way up here at 60 pips. That's what I was aiming for. That was because of how wide my stop loss was in this time frame. I was aiming for a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio. So I was hoping it would come all the way up here to this level, and that's where I had drawn that out. It didn't quite reach it, and the reason why I ended up moving my take profit down to this level is because price did in fact close below the support level that I was hoping that it would bounce off of. So that kind of negated my entire concept that price would just push up immediately all the way back up to this resistance level. Because price closed negative or below the support level, I was anticipating or wasn't as confident that price would go all the way back up. So I ended up moving my my take profit from the 60 pips down to the 30 pips, right below this rejection level here, or this kind of temporary zone that I was anticipating bouncing off of because of that closure. So price came back up, closed that break even, and then the next candle pretty much shot up and hit my take profit at 30 pips. So this ended up being a winning trade, and I'm glad I didn't actually stay in it and aim for that entire 60 pips because it never did reach it. But by that time I would have went ahead and moved my stop loss to break even anyways once I was up about 20 pips, which I did during the live stream. Actually talked about it specifically at that time. I did end up moving my stop loss to break even once I hit about 20 pips up, and then the rest of it was just the remaining 10 pips to hit the 30 pips take profit on that. So that ended up being a winner. So now on this trade I actually took 3 standard lots, so that ended up being right under $900. So a little bit less than what I was hoping for the 60 pips, of course, but still a winner. We didn't end up losing, and we took our profits and we closed out. We were done with the euro dollar at that time. Good thing is, I mean, even though price did continue to push up, missed out a little bit on that, but that's all right. I got my win for today, at least on the euro dollar pair, and then price shot right back down, and this would have actually tapped me out at the break even. So luckily I took profit at the 30 pips and I was done with it. Price is coming back down below the support level. It's now a resistance. As you can see, it went ahead and bounced off of it when it came back up to test it, and it seems like it's going to continue down a little bit, but now it's kind of stagnating. So I'm not sure where it's going to go from here. Maybe it'll come back up to the resistance level and bounce off of it, or it'll come down to the support level and start buying back up to continue the uptrend that we're seeing overall here. But outside of that, winning trade on this one here. Well, don't know what it's going to do here. We're just kind of have to wait and see how price reacts to those levels. So that's all that we did on the euro dollar, 30 pip win, 3 standard lots. So let's go ahead and actually jump over to the dollar yen. So that is the second pair that I placed a trade on this morning. So first, of course, let's jump over to the 4-hour chart, make sure our levels are set up appropriately. So what we have is a zone here that was respected, broke above, and then price continued to move up. And then here we have price come all the way down, respected here again. So this is a major support level. We had another support level here based on this, and another level here as well. The other two I went ahead and draw them out just because it was part of the graph, but we're nowhere near any of those, so they didn't really come into play at this time. So we move down to the 1-hour chart, a little bit clearer picture of how price is reacting to those zones. Rejected here, break below, came back and tested and rejected. I mean, you guys know support and resistance, price is reacting to those levels. So outside of that, we got our zone set up. Now on this one, as you can tell, we are on a downtrend, so I'm looking for sells. So at that time this morning, and this is the trade I actually entered this one in before I entered in the euro dollar pair. But let's talk about see what actually happened on this one. So what I was looking at is this level here broke down below and started to continue to move down below the support or the resistance level at this point. Price comes all the way back up. Now what I was looking at specifically is as soon as it got to this level, it started to respect, well, it temporarily broke it, but if you look at it on the hourly chart, it rejected that zone. So it closed out below that level. So what I saw is this candle here that closed below, that brought the price back below the support level at this point, and then a temporary kind of like a testing candle kind of happened there. This third white candle here came up and tested that support level or the resistance level at this point and closed off with a long wick. This is a nice rejection indicating that price wants to continue to move down. So what I did was on the very next candle, it actually started to move up just a little bit into that wick area, into that rejection zone that I saw respecting the major resistance level. So I went ahead and took a buy position right there, and my stop loss was actually set right up here at the highs of that previous wick that developed on the previous candle. And then once price got down to about 30 to 40 pips into profit, I went ahead and moved my stop loss to break even. So pretty much once I'm in well off into profit, usually about halfway to my take profit, I go ahead and eliminate the risk out of the trade. So if it does come back and taps me out of break even, I don't lose anything. So it becomes a risk-free trade at that point. So and I always preach on these videos, I mean, risk management is one of the most important things you need to apply. Always trade with a stop loss, and if you can, while you're in profit, eliminate the risk by moving your stop loss to break even in case price does reverse against you. You're not always going to win all your trades, so it's better to kind of mitigate the risk there. So that's exactly what I did on this one. So at the closure of this candle here is where I moved my stop loss to break even, so it was risk-free at that point, right? So price actually came all the way down, and I was aiming for 65 pips on this, and it did end up meeting it. But what happened was, and you'll see this if you watch the live stream as well, price came all the way down, and it was literally like maybe 5 pips away from my take profit, and it shot back up. But I was still well into profit. I was more than about halfway into profit anyways, so I let it ride out. I was already at break even there, so it wasn't going to lose if it came right back against me. But price ended up coming back up here and rejected with a nice wick there. So this is another telltale sign price wants to continue to move down. So I left it open, didn't close out early, and I did actually adjust my take profit from 65 pips to 60 pips, and I went ahead and took profits at that point. And this was another what was it, 3 standard lots on this one for the sell positions. So at 60 pips, that was roughly a little bit over 1200. So price came all the way down, hit my TP, took my 60 pips and walked away. And as I was actually explaining the trade, because I was recapping the euro and the euro dollar and the dollar yen trades during the live stream, and price just kept moving down and moving down, and I could have had so much more. But the whole point of this trading game is that you go into the market, you take your money, and you leave. You don't concern yourself about or stress yourself about not catching the entire move. If you get your profit, you have your win. That's all that you need. That's all that you should expect to get out of the market. It doesn't owe you anything. So part of your psychology has to be is get in, get your profit, get out. If you miss a greater move, so what? You still won. You didn't win anything. You didn't break even. You didn't risk more than what you needed to. You got your money, leave it alone, and wait for another setup. And that was the exact mindset. Of course, when you're doing this live, though, it's like you're seeing price keep going, and he's like, it's another 20 or 30 pips. You know, could have had that, but oh well. You know, that's how trading works. You got to be mentally there to be able to accept that and just move on and wait for a new setup to happen. So that's what I did in this one here. So dollar yen, sell position, 3 standard lots, got 60 pips out of it this morning, and this is all within a couple of hours. Like I was, it was maybe like 8:20 or 8:30 when I started the live stream, and I was done trading by 10:05. So barely a couple hours, hour and a half to a couple hours. Made 30 pips on the euro dollar and another 60 pips on the dollar yen. And 3 standard lots. I mean, you guys can do the calculations yourself. So my trades were actually taken on the IG platform. That's my broker here in the US. So it was right under $900 for the euro dollar and a little bit over $1,200 for the dollar yen. So pretty good day. These was actually the only 2 trades I've taken so far this week. Didn't take anything Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I was actually pretty busy this week, so I didn't really have a chance to really actively look for a trade. I was looking at the charts, but I wasn't really setting up anything. But today was actually a really good day this morning to actually take that. So October 27th, New York session, did the live stream, took those trades live with whoever was watching at that time. Hopefully you guys call some of this movement. And just as a reminder, of course, these trades that I take, that I share live, are not signals for anybody else to take them. When I take a trade, it's because I am convinced of that position and where price is going to be heading. So I take those trades. Whatever you do with your trades, your money, it's your discretion. I'm not here to tell you what to trade and when to trade it. Please understand that you need to educate yourself on how to trade, learn how to do this, and understand why a price is doing something that it's planning on doing based on whether it's price action or market structure. It's important that you understand why the market is doing what it's doing so you can decide those trades for yourselves. I don't provide signals. I just teach my strategy, explain why I'm convinced to take a trade, and if I do take it live, that's because I want to share those trades actually working out live. That way you can see that these strategies do in fact work and how to be consistently profitable when you're trading Forex. So hopefully that helps a lot of people out there. Hopefully you guys caught these trades this morning and made some money as well. And I always mention, if you guys are interested in learning how to trade based on the strategies that I use, I do offer the course on SyllaFX.com, as well as the Discord community for the SyllaFX Students, where I do live analysis, Q&A sessions, offer live trades with them as well. Through the Discord group and Zoom sessions, we do live trading there. Again, not a signals group, so this is where I teach my strategy, explain my setup, why I follow certain rules, how important risk management is, the psychology behind trading, and being consistently profitable. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely check out SyllaFX.com. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bells, that way you know when new content is available. Hope you guys learned something new today, and if you haven't, stay tuned. I'll be providing a lot more videos on my live trades and my analysis for the market, when I do take trades, when I don't take trades, what I'm seeing happening, and so on. So hopefully you guys like the content, but that's all we got for you today. The euro dollar, 30 pips on this move here, and the dollar yen, 60 pips. All profitable, all live during the stream. New York session, October 27th, 2022. Thanks for watching.